Mrs. Slater, honored guests, teachers, students, family, friends, and graduates. Congratulations, class of 2010. Mrs. Slater called me a while back, and she told me that my grade 6 class from 2 years ago, that are now graduates, wanted me to be the guest speaker at their graduation. I thought, wow, what an honor. We weren't sure how we were going to make this happen. I'm approximately 3,000 miles south of Teeswater, and I still have to teach until this Friday. I really, really wish that I could be with you there in person. But thanks to modern technology, here I am. I'm honored that you thought of me as you planned your celebration. I'm very pleased indeed that grade 6 made an impression on you. And one of the things I want to tell you today is that you also made a very strong impression on me. And thankfully, it made a full recovery. Seriously though, I must tell you that since I left Teeswater, there have been many times that I have used you as an example to my students. I have some very powerful memories from the year I taught you. I saw so much positive growth and change in you, and that resulted in one of my most rewarding teaching experiences. Having a little bit of a type A teacher personality, as soon as I was asked to be your guest speaker, I began researching about topics for inspirational graduation speeches. And I kept coming across similar themes, such as sometimes life will be hard, and what counts is how you deal with the hardships. Turn your wounds into wisdom. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Always be yourself. Dream big. Have a vision. Make goals. Be grateful. Give to others. And make a difference in the world. As I thought about all of these themes, I remembered more and more examples of times when you demonstrated these qualities. I tossed my notes aside, and I just started to think about all the times when I was proud of you, and I started to write about some of those times. One of the things that came to mind was our trip to the Outdoor Education Center. I remember being somewhat reluctant, to put it mildly, to go to the center for 3 days. I was concerned about all the things a teacher is anxious about when planning and going on a field trip. Our trip was the first day back after Christmas holidays. We had outdoor, snow-filled winter activities planned for the whole 3 days. Things didn't quite go as planned. What we got were 3 days of pretty much non-stop rain. A flu bug started to circulate as soon as the trip began, on the way to the center, and continued over the course of the whole trip. However, despite all of this, it turned out to be an amazing experience. Everybody made the best of the trip. There was no complaining, no whining about not feeling well, or the weather, or the change of plans. You truly turned lemons into lemonade. I came back thinking, wow, that truly brought out the best in my students. You worked and played with a powerful sense of teamwork. I was exhausted when I got home, but I would not have changed one thing about that trip. As I reminisced about our year in grade 6, I also remembered examples of when you showed how you could make a difference in the world. We were doing a unit on social justice. You learned about the G8 countries, the distribution of wealth and resources in the world, the Me to We Foundation, building schools in third world countries, just to name a few things. After a couple of weeks, I thought we had everything wrapped up, but I was wrong. You kept caring, you were interested in what was going on, and you continued researching. You took over the fundraising and carried on, just because it was the right thing to do. It may seem like a small thing, but to someone else, you made a huge difference in their life. As you go on to a larger setting, you're going to meet many more new people. Your world will expand. Remember to be yourself. Be yourself and be true to yourself. Life is a process, You will continually grow and change and get to know yourself. Speak your truth and allow and accept others to speak theirs. Again, I recall a time when you demonstrated this. Partway through the year, we got a new student that spent a few months with us. I'm sure you remember Ben. Ben came to us from Bolivia in South America. He had a very different background than any of you. He didn't speak much English, and he was dropped right into the middle of a new country, a new school. He had had very little exposure to TV, computers, music, technology. It must have been overwhelming for him, just to say the least. Ben was curious and he was keen to learn. He asked questions that others might have thought were silly and maybe would have laughed or ridiculed. I was worried about how Ben would fit in, and as it turned out, I had nothing to worry about. You took him under your wing. You looked out for him. You accepted him for who he was and helped and encouraged him. You made such a difference in his life. What could have been a very frightening time for Ben became a time when he experienced your compassion and your understanding. You were his friend. Always remember the value and the importance of friendships. True friends that bring out the best in you and you the best in them. Continue to reach out to others and accept others, just as you did with Ben. Maybe you remember when we made vision boards in class. You created posters of how you visualized your future. You printed out photos of yourself and put them in big fancy cars, luxurious homes. You added photos of yourself traveling to faraway places and on exciting adventures. You had photos of you doing your dream job. But you also added something else of even greater importance. In those vision boards, you also had illustrations of yourself giving. Giving of your time, giving of your success and abundance to help others less fortunate. It wasn't all about you. You saw the bigger picture and the importance to give and to share. Keep dreaming big dreams. Visualize them, feel them, and remember to be grateful for everything you have. Throughout the year that I was your teacher, I saw you truly change your perspective from a me to a we attitude. I remember teaching in the grade 1 class one day while Mrs. Slater was teaching in our classroom. I phoned down to our room and asked her to send someone down with the pencil crayons that I needed. A few minutes later, one of you showed up with the crayons and also my mug of tea. I'd said that I hadn't asked for my tea, and the reply was no, but I thought you might want it. And how can I ever forget the surprise party that you put together for me when you found out that I would be leaving Hillcrest? It was such a caring and thoughtful gesture. I still have the beautiful and heartfelt cards and letters from you. These are outward signs of your consideration of others, your kindness, and your thoughtfulness. As you move on to high school, you'll face many changes. You'll have to make decisions, and you will make some mistakes, as everyone does. Some people call these mistakes failures. I say they're mistakes. There is a message in every mistake. It may be a gentle whisper saying, hey, excuse me, you're going the wrong way. It might turn into a louder voice. It might become a brick, then a brick wall, and even a hurricane. And trust me, you don't want to experience the hurricane. Try to get it on the whisper. Really listen. Trust your intuition. You are on the right path. So congratulations, graduates. Congratulations on a job well done. You have a very, very special place in my heart. And once again, I am very, very proud of you.